myself as
I'm going to
well.
do it for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from Toronto at Consensus 2025 by CoinDesk. And joining me for this segment, we have Joseph Saldana. He is the Chief Financial Officer of the Wyoming Stable Token Commission. And we're here to discuss Wyoming's digital frontier and pioneering state-issued stable tokens. It is great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited to be here and share our story and our message surrounding the stable token and what we're about and what we're looking to deliver to the citizens of Wyoming.
And it's interesting because when you think of Wyoming and frontier and
Yes.
pioneering, it's not necessarily tokens and so forth, but explain to us why Wyoming is pursuing a stable token and digital assets overall.
I would say I'm new to the agency. I've only been there 6 months. I've been overwhelmed by the entrepreneurship and the spirit of not only the citizens of Wyoming, but also the government. The digital evolution that Wyoming has embarked has been going on for several years now. Before my arrival, they've put into statute like over 50 bills to create this ecosystem to deliver the new infrastructure of tomorrow's world that we're going to be living in.
Yeah.
And so they've made considerable headway, and they're looking for the citizens of Wyoming to benefit from the new world that we're at the cusp of enjoying.
So let's talk about that more. What is the status of the stablecoin launch and when and who can access it?
The status, so about 3 or 4, maybe probably just a month ago, we launched 7 RFPs. We met with 30 vendors, many of them that you have here,
Yeah.
leading industry professionals who are reinventing the world that we're living in today and what we're going to live in tomorrow. We wound that down to 7 vendors across all those RFPs. We've engaged with them. We've already signed many of the contracts. We have a few more to go. And we've already launched test tokens on 7 blockchains. And we are in the process of launching the stable token sometime in the July timeframe.
Right. So who would only Wyoming citizens be able to use it?
Well, it's going to be available to citizens across the United States. But mostly we are here to deliver these services and benefits to the citizens of Wyoming.
What are the financial benefits to the state and to the end users?
Excellent question. So, through the stewardship of the governor, Matt Gordon, and our executive director and the team that I work with, we are looking to bring value to the citizens of Wyoming in many ways. So the stable token, any profits that we generate from the stable tokens or the issuance of those stable tokens will go to the school foundation of the city of the state of Wyoming. In addition to that, we are going to be running pilot programs. We're going to cross every sector and work with industry leaders across the state of Wyoming and to demonstrate what the value is to adopting the token and the impact that it will have. The impact we'll have on the infrastructure and the businesses will be transparency, confidence, over collateralization, and low fees when you're transacting with the stable token.
That's interesting what you mentioned about putting it back into the school system.
Yes.
Right. So when you think about taxes, right, that's a
Yes.
benefit for the citizens of Wyoming.
Yes, indeed.
That's an interesting strategy there. Let's talk about it more holistically as it relates to fiat and having them as the stable coins being backed by fiat. What does that mean in terms of the US dollar remaining as the world, currency, the reserve world currency?
Thank you very much for that. So it is it's not a guarantee, but we are it's guaranteed by the state of Wyoming. But the state of Wyoming has gone through a very diligent and thorough process in evaluating the risks associated with launching a stable token that is backed by reserves. And so they've set up some guardrails to prevent any volatility that could adversely affect the token. So they're going to be over collateralized by 102%. So it will be a 1-for-1 ratio, kind of the way mutual funds, the 207 mutual money market funds, that's dollar for dollar exchange. Ours is not only dollar for dollar exchange, but it's going to have a 2% buffer. It's going to serve as a liquidity in the event that we have shocks, which happen all the time in the marketplace, to ensure and guarantee that we can deliver exchange one token for $1.
Right.
The difference between us is very unique. This is going to be the first sovereign token issued in the United States. We're very excited about that. In addition to that, we are very different because we have a level of transparency that will probably be unmatched in the industry. We also have our framework is all legal, it's all statute, it's all public, it's transparent. We've hired vendors to deliver complete and transparent attestation surrounding the reserves that back the fiat.
So is the legislation in place yet, or when do you expect it to be in place?
It's in place already.
Right. So,
It's public information. It's
right.
available to everybody.
From a federal level perspective.
Oh,
well, I mean, it's a great question because
yes,
part of the challenges in the U.S. is you operate under multiple jurisdictions,
yes,
multiple regulators,
yes,
multiple industry and self-regulatory rules, right? So,
yes,
having a federal framework as, guardrails to your point.
yes.
How do you feel about that? When do you think we might start to see that?
I think we'll see it soon. I'm very optimistic. I did read the Genius Act, which is at the federal level. And so we had gone through thoroughly both with internal and external counsel to review the impact of what that'll mean for us, which we currently see as beneficial to us. It'll clear the runways for us to accelerate even faster in deploying not only a stable token, but also a yield-bearing stable token in the future. And we are kind of evaluating what that would be. It would be great to have the federal level statutes in place so that we can follow those guidelines.
Well, especially if Wyoming is used as a model, right?
Yes,
whether it's across different states or at the federal level. Appreciate the insight, Joseph. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for joining me from Consensus. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.